everybody, so in today's video I'm going to be doing my first ever 24-hour readathon. And so since it's my first time doing this, I'm not going to overdo it, overstep my boundaries. I'm going to do it into 2.5, maybe 2-day increments. So I'm going to eat lunch, then I want to start my reading, but I want to show you the books that I have planned on reading. So my plan is to do 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow, just depends, but I want to do it on a timer, so when it reaches 24 hours, that'll be my 24-hour challenge, readathon challenge done. So let's just go ahead and get into the books. I went to the library and got some books that I believe I will enjoy, and I want to put them on my Goodreads and get as many books as I can read before the new year. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first one is Stalking Jack the Ripper, and it looks really good. It's by Carrie Maniscalco, and I've heard good things about this, so I'm going to read it. The second one is Hunting Prince Dracula. The third one is Capturing the Devil. And the last one is Escaping from Houdini. So I want to, in my vlog today, my readathon vlog, I want to tell you my thoughts on it and what it's kind of about. And then at the end, I'll do a summary of the series, or I'll do a summary of the book, and then I'll do a summary of the book, or I'll just do a whole summary of the whole series. And then I'll get started with the next series, which is about time traveling. So the first one is Ruby Red. The second one is Sapphire Blue. And the third one is Emerald Green. So those are the books that I'm hoping to get into. And without further ado, I will see you all in a little bit. Bye! Alright, so it is 11:10, so I want to go ahead and start the timer and get started reading. Alright, like I said, I don't want to overdo it, so I just read a little over 100 pages. I am almost 2 hours in, and I'm going to chillax for an hour and eat my ramen, and then at 2:30, I want to get back into reading. Bye! Alright, everybody, so I have been reading for 4 hours and 41 minutes. I just finished Stalking Jack the Ripper. I am about on page 30 on Hunting Prince Dracula. So I'm going to give you a little summary of the book, and just to be warned, I am going to tell you spoilers. So it is about Audrey, and she enjoys working as an apprentice in her uncle's laboratory. She does autopsies on people, and they're trying to find out who it is and the crimes, and it is all one person they found out that's doing it. And her mom and herself got sick. Her mom had a weak immune system, and she had a very, very fragile heart. And she ended up dying, and her uncle tried to save her because her father came to her uncle, and her father does not like her uncle. I don't know if it was because of him not being able to save her or what it was. And so then that's the whole first scene. Her father's like out of the loop, like a little crazy, not crazy, but just like not all with it. And so he's very, very strict and stern. Like, you got to stay here. You got to wear a mask when you go out. And you know, very, very not for what she's doing. And so, yeah, but she's kind of keeping it a secret. Only her brother knows secretly what she's doing. He knows that she's going to see her uncle, but it's just a whole play. So now for the spoilers. Okay, so I really thought it could have been Thomas, because like usually you don't think of it as the beau love, but then I was like, why have a love story? And I thought he was in this book, so like, and he is. So then why what? Because I thought maybe I read his name in this, so I thought maybe. So then I was like, okay, who could it be? And then I it makes you play and think that it could be the uncle, but then I was like, that's too obvious because he already does dead bodies. And then I was like, okay, her father is kind of insane. The uncle gets arrested, and then we realize they get a note, and then they release the uncle because the note said that you thought you got the right guy, and it wasn't. It was Jack the Ripper. And then I was like, okay, who could Jack the Ripper really be? And it turns out it wasn't the father, which she really thought at the ending was. And I, in the middle of the book, was like, okay, this person is not actually present in this book as much as he probably should be. And so it turns out I was right. And then I was like, okay, maybe. And they kind of were. But then again, it was just, you know, the family secrets, the family dynamic. So it was the brother. I was like, oh my gosh. And then the father realizes that, okay, she's pretty smart and she knows this things and she's capable and able. So then her father recommends her go to like a medicine school. And this is where the second book leaves off, in Romania. And now she's on her way to the school in Romania. They're on a train right now that I'm reading. Her and Thomas. And very, 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 very cool. So that is where I'm at right now. I'm going to get back into it now. Bye. Alright, so I'm going to be finished for the night. I have read a total of 8 hours and 10 minutes. I am on page 310. I only have about 100 pages left. And I'll finish that in the morning. And then I'll move on to book 3. I'm liking this one. I won't give any spoilers right now. But, so this is giving me Harry Potter vibes. She is at a school in Romania, and there are a couple girls, and a lot of the girls are dying, and so it's very, very interesting. There's no girls like doing school, but one of the girls' uncle is the headmaster, so that's one. And then a lot of the maids are girls at the school, so they're not necessarily like doing the classes. She's the only one. And yeah, so it turns out they have to have an evaluation before they're accepted full-time. So it takes about 4 weeks. In 4 weeks' time, they have an evaluation to see if they made it full-time to go to the school. So they didn't realize that. They thought they were automatically accepted. But I think everybody has to go through that. So yeah, but I'm very, very happy with this so far. Got a lot of people that I'm thinking about, but I really, really hope it's not one of the girls that I'm thinking of. I'm hoping it's not a girl. but that would be a different twist because usually you don't think of girls as being murderers. So very, very good. And I had no idea that James Patterson was a part of these books. And James Patterson is a popular mystery author, but this is a YA young adult, so it's a lot more cleaner, which I really am liking. There's no cuss words in this book, and I like the mystery aspect of it instead of like this gory I mean, there's gore in it, but not like extreme, like, yeah. So, and I like that there's hints of letters in here too. It's pretty cool. Now, some of the letters I have skipped, but some of the letters I was like, ooh, I kind of intrigued to read about this letter. So really enjoying this so far. And I am going to read a little bit of a devotional on my Kindle, and then I'm just going to chillax, watch some YouTube videos, and go to bed, and hopefully start reading at 8 in the morning. So I'll check back with y'all later. Bye. Good morning. So I just finished hunting Prince Dracula. I am still on 8 hours and 10 minutes. I got up really early, took a shower, and then I finished this, and then now I'm going to start my 24-hour readathon because I wanted to finish this. I'm going to try to get to as many books as I can. My goal is to get through two series, so a total of 7 books. I have 7 books that I really would like to read. So I'm on book 3, and I enjoyed this. I give it 3 stars. Wasn't my cup of tea. I had no idea it was her, actually, because I thought she was dead. But it was a girl. It was Anastasia, and she wanted, actually, Thomas, who is Audrey's love interest, is actually heir to Prince Dracula, and well, the folklore, he's like heir to the, like, you know, something like that. So he's from Russia, so it's not Russia, Romania. Of course, it takes place in what other Transylvania, Pennsylvania, Transylvania, Romania. So it was good. Just the ending, I didn't really like it. It was a little, it wasn't bad, but I just did not like it. But it was really cool that Thomas's sister is a warrior, and so they find out that they're warriors of the bloodline to protect the kingdom of Romania. So very cool about that. But again, it was good. Just I am more excited to read Escaping Houdini. They're on their way to America on a ship, so I'm very excited. I'm hoping it's giving Titanic vibes. This was, what was it giving? It was getting Harry Potter vibes to me a little bit. But it was good. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But yeah, it was good. So I rated it 3. So I'm going to fix something to drink, dry my hair, and read. Alright guys, so I decided to take a little break yesterday because I was going to go to Walmart with my grandma, and then I went and saw Wicked with my best friend, and it was so good. I didn't realize they were going to make it into a part 2, but then I was like, okay, that makes sense. It's already really long. They put it in part 1 and part 2, which is actually like act 1 and act 2. So yeah, very cool. Very excited to watch the new one. And then as we were going to the bathroom, because I drank a Coke slushie, so I was like, oh my gosh, and she had soda and a snack, and so I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and so she's like, I do too. So as we were walking to the bathroom, I saw that Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs of Real Life Action is coming out, so I'm so excited for that. That one I want to see in the theater. I can wait for Moana too, because sometimes the second ones are not as good. So I can wait until that comes out on Disney Plus. But I love that they're making the animated into real life versions. So I'm going to start back into reading. I read a little bit yesterday, and I am at 9 hours and 27 minutes. And I am on page 108 of the 3rd one. So, yeah. So I want to keep on reading, and I will check back with you all in a little bit. Bye. so I just finished Escaping from Houdini. I rated this 4 stars. It was a lot better than the second one. I still enjoyed the second one, and this one was good. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the first one, but it was pretty interesting. I liked the circus aspect, and being different is okay, but I didn't like that one of the circus people actually was the one that was doing it, and it wasn't the person that was named Houdini. His name started with the A. I just couldn't remember how to pronounce it. Like, it was a weird pronouncing. It was just a weird name. It was a weird name. Name was Anisha. They were so similar in names, I got them confused at times. Because they both had A-N on them. So, Andreas and Anastasia. It wasn't Anastasia, because it was Anisha. And she was a flame girl. And he was a fortune teller. And it was very, very interesting, because he kind of preceded the fortune telling and made it seem realistic for Audrey, and it was all his doing, and it was wrong. And yeah, but then again, they think there's another person that is with him that is doing it. So now they're in America. Now there's another serial killer, and oh my gosh, I'm already like, oh my gosh. I don't want to get that one away until after I read the book. But I'm enjoying that one. I'm enjoying the last one the best so far. Oh my gosh, I am just like, like, it has something to do with the brother. That's all I want to say, who was Jack the Ripper. Oh my gosh, I am so, yeah. This was also giving me like The Greatest Showman vibes with the circus people. So yeah, that was good. For that part, and that reason, but other than that, it was just a little weird, and it was kind of boring, just like the second one was more boring. This one had a little bit more depth to it. But yeah, so I'm going to take a break. I'm almost 60 pages in. I'm on like page 58. So I'm going to relax for a little bit, watch some YouTube videos, and tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm at 14 hours and 4 minutes on day 3. I actually went book shopping with my grandmother. We went to Ollie's, and I got some book sets, and I'm very, very tickled with them. And my cat's meowed to come in, but it's late. It's the nighttime. He knows he's supposed to be out about this time, and he just gets arguing. He just is like, and it melts my heart. But I'm like, he knows this. It's just But so yeah, I'm going to relax, and I will check back with you all tomorrow. And tomorrow's Thanksgiving. May do some snippets of the food we're eating and stuff in this vlog. So it's just going to roll over to Thanksgiving. But my goal is to do 24 hours total, even if it takes me the rest of my time off. Because I have tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I still have 4 days to do my 24-hour readathon. And I'm already on book 4. Yay! And I'm only 14 hours in. I'm doing pretty good. I'm proud of myself. So I may get all 7 books. Hey, that's pretty good. I may eventually get 50 books done this year. And that's always been my ultimate goal that I have not achieved yet. I would have if I was younger, not a full-time working girl. But now that I'm an adult, it's just harder, because I have responsibilities and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll check back with y'all later. Night, guys. Bye. Alright, so I just finished Capturing the Devil. I enjoyed this the best. It was a little longer than the first one, but it was really, really good. I still don't get why they were talking about Houdini and Mr. Hyde when it was Holmes, but then I saw it was H. Holmes, so maybe it was Houdini Hyde Holmes, or Hyde Houdini Holmes, maybe something like that, or Henry Houdini Holmes, or Henry Hyde Holmes. I don't know. It was very, 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 very confusing who actually did it, because they mentioned Houdini, which was the name of the third book, Escaping Houdini, and then, but they found out who was involved, and he was mainly involved, and his brother, Audrey's brother was actually not, I think, the main one, but then again, I heard him say that I wasn't like your brother. He was the one that wanted to do it for the wrong reasons or something like that. I don't know. But we found out who was from London going back to America and also helping the brother, Audrey's brother. And so they, it was cool to learn how Audrey adjusted to her injuries after getting stabbed in the third book, and then how she figured out how to lure and not actually kill him, but, lure him enough where he is going after her, but she's fought him off, and he was like, you're a murderer, and kill me already, you're a murderer. And it was just very, very interesting thing that she's like, I'm not a devil, I'm not an evil person, even though I work with dead people, I am not that person. He was like, you're a murderer too, because you work with the dead. And I'm like, no. So it was very, very good. And also, Thomas and Audrey were engaged, then they got married. Well, they were going to get married, and on their wedding day, Thomas's father did not want him to marry Audrey, because he wanted Thomas to marry a higher ranking person than her, and so that was a whole big thing, and they had to figure out how to do that, get rid of that, because the betrothed showed up, and she's like, stop the wedding, I'm supposed to be married to you. So it was very, very interesting how that all fitted. They ran away to Chicago, because that's where the Stalking Jack the Ripper was going to be next. And so, yeah, so the original Jack the Ripper was her brother, and then Holmes was the one that was helping Jack the Ripper, and was the other Jack the Ripper that traveled from London to New York, then stopped and went to Chicago, and that's how they... So I was like, how are they getting to Chicago from New York when they're from London, and they have to dock from London, New York? That's the only place that they dock at. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So that was a really, really cool aspect of it. So yeah, I am 4 books done. I am almost to hour 18, and I'm going to read a little bit more today, and then I may stop at hour 20, and then I'll have like 4 hours tomorrow. I may stop at hour 19, and then 21, 23, 4. 4 hours. So, all right, I'll check with you later. Bye. Alright, so I am 20 minutes until my 24-hour readathon video vlog is up. So, yeah. So, like I said, I finished the book. It's called, I decided instead of reading my Ruby Red, which I showed you in my reading haul, I wanted something a little lighter. You know, since Stalking Jack the Ripper kind of had a little goriness to it. So, yeah. So, I decided to read like a contemporary Christian, well, it's not really, it's a historical contemporary fiction. It takes place in the 60s, and it's The Scent of Lilacs, and it's about this girl. Her name is Josie, or Jocelyn, and she ends up having her sister and her mother leave the family. Her sister is 13 and saw her mother leaving. Her mother didn't want her to go, but her sister Tabitha was like, I want to go wait in the car for her. And so she ended up going to California with her mom. And then her sister came back and finds out she was, the father finds out she's pregnant, and he is a preacher, but he's, you know, he's just a nice, wholesome preacher. And it takes place in Kentucky, which is really, really cool. That is set in the state that I currently live. So, very, very cool. And then Aunt Love had a backstory, and it was very, very heartwarming, very, very sad. Something to do with her baby. I don't want to go into all of it, but I know I gave spoilers on the other one, but it was okay. It read more like a kid book for more than half of it, and then it started getting involved more with the story and how I understand why my library put it as an adult book. So, yeah. And so, I had 20 minutes. So, total, I basically read 5.5 books because I only have 20 minutes to finish my readathon. So, I want to finish that tonight and then read my 20 minutes, and then I will be done with the readathon. Read a total of 5 books, and then I started a 6th book. So, give or take 6. So, excuse me. I don't think that's bad. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very pleased. And hopefully, like I said, I want to do this again when I get off for Christmas. I'll check back with you all either tomorrow, or I'll check back with you when I completely finish. That's what I'll do. I'll check back with you and I'll be like, I'm done. And so, without further ado, I will see you all later. Bye.